Hello there, everyone. What's going on? I want to talk about a hype as fuck anime that just ended. And by just ended, I mean I literally just watched the last episode of the fucking anime. Hopefully, they get a season two. Considering every other piece of trash that gets fucking seasons, after season one, which they don't fucking deserve. Hopefully, this will get a season fucking two. Especially since it pretty much left on a fucking cliffhanger. And the shit it's based off of is still fucking going. So what I'm talking about is God of High School, which is a webtoon, which I don't really know what the fuck a webtoon is. I know it's a website. It's webtoon.com. I literally only follow two things on the website. One is God of High School, because I just started reading the fucking thing. And I follow something by at Steph underscore I underscore Will on Twitter. It's but what if though? It's a pretty fucking awesome comic. It basically just takes the piss out of comics. That's what it does. Um, she also writes for Sci-Fi Fangirls. I'll leave a link to her Twitter so you can go follow her because she fucking has like crazy fucking takes and she does fucking stupid Twitter videos that are just amazing. Um, like legitimately, they're just fucking amazing. Um, but they're also really bizarre. But that's why I fucking love about them. Anyway, that's like literally the only two things I fucking follow on Webtoon. I created an account so I could read. But what if though? And then I found out that God of High School was a fucking thing. And so yeah, uh, God of High School is a webtoon, as I said. It's interesting. I really like it. Um, I don't know if I like the webtoon as much, mainly because I don't know, the style of it is just kind of not my thing. It's literally like it's structured like a web comic. It's not like structured like a manga or manhwa. It's like just one long strip. Um, but let's talk about the anime. Has a fucking amazing opening. Contradiction by Kate. I'm not sure how you fucking pronounce this, but it's Suke. So it might be Kesuke because it's not. It's probably not Keisuke. So it's probably like Kesuke or Keisuke, something like that. Featuring Tyler Carter, I think is the name of the fucking person. And it is fucking amazing. It is super hype. I fucking love it. I thought it was actually like I thought it was K-pop, but it's Keisuke is a fucking Japanese composer who makes like fucking electronic music. Uh, but yeah, um, some of the opening's awesome. The song is awesome. The opening animation is pretty good, pretty great. It's really funny because it changes. I think like halfway through the season because in the first couple episodes, it literally shows people who show up in those episodes, and then like they have to change it because those people are no longer relevant to the story and are not in the story anymore. So it's like it's kind of funny. Um, what's really funny is uh, Crunchyroll and Webtoon feature very heavily on the ring of the God of High School tournament. Uh, it's like literally, I think Webtoon is on the fucking. I'm trying to think. I know, like, I'm not sure if it's just in the opening, but I think it's in like every fight because I think they like pan like around the ring and you see like Webtoon and Crunchyroll shit. So it's like Crunchyroll and Webtoon funded in part this tournament, or we're just trying to get ad money. We're just putting their brand out there on this like tournament where people could possibly die, and they're like teenagers and high schoolers. Uh, and then one of my favorite things from the fucking show is that there's a guy named Jin Taijin who is Jin Mori's grandfather, and they literally they reference the Korean War. I'm not even joking. They reference the Korean War. They don't say North Korea, but they do say the North because this takes place in mostly in Seoul, but it takes place in Korea because it's a manhwa. It's written by a Korean dude, Korean person, uh, and this Jin Taijin dude. He, at least in the show, I'm not sure if it shows up if this happens in the fucking in the comic, but but in the show, Jin Taijin is literally hailed as a fucking war hero because he just brutally kicked the shit out of North soldiers. It's pretty great because I think it's like literally he's just standing on top of a bunch of dead bodies ostensibly. And it's pretty great. Jin Taijin is also really great as just as a character. He's in it. He's in the show kind of in flashbacks and shit like that. Um, it's so there these things. I'm gonna butcher the shit out of this. Charyok, which is like they're kind of like stands, but obviously these kind of predate stands. I think with like the concept of these things, and it's basically humans basically borrowing power from more powerful beings. Um, and like everybody has this, except for Jin Mori. And spoiler alert if you haven't read like if you haven't read it, read or watched the show. Jin Mori is basically Son Goku. I'm not even fucking joking. He's literally Son Goku. Um, they call him Seitei something. Um, but yeah, he's Son Goku. Uh, he's Son Wukong. Um, and like at first I was like, it's so funny because he didn't like the whole like his whole thing is like he didn't like borrowing power from people. He wanted to be just strong on his own. And it turns out he's a fucking god, like reincarnated kind of thing. Like he's like it's fucking weird. It's just fucking bonkers. Meeting, mind you, he's before he becomes Sun Wukong, dude is like beating the shit out of people who are like way more powerful than him. So he's like just normally way more powerful. And before he like legitimately before he even becomes like before he gains the power of Sun Wukong, like he can, actually do things with it, he's beating the shit out of a guy who's a god, ostensibly. Is it Jake Tengal or whatever the fuck his name is? Is it Jake Jenga? Basically becomes like archangel looking, or the like Western archangel. And by Western I mean like isn't just a bunch of fucking eyeballs and fire, which is like traditional archangel shit. It's like like Lucifer archangel with big fucking wings and shit like that. Um, and Jin Mori's like beating the shit out of him before this, and he then fucking he gains the power through rage, or not necessarily rage, just anger. gains the power, and he literally shocks the fucking god out of this dude. Like, there's no other way to describe it. He literally fucking just, he summons a fucking hurricane and then uses the lightning from it to shock the shit out of this being and like strips him of his godhood. And like, I'm not even, you think I'm making this shit up? I'm fucking not. This is real shit that's fucking happened in this fucking show. One of the fucking characters, Yumira, literally her fucking Charyuk is Lubu. Fucking Lubu. Lubu Fenjin. Or whatever the fuck he pronounces. It's fucking so insane. Like the Jake or whatever the fuck his name is, the guy who becomes the god angel thing. He has like some king, like a kingfisher type thing, where it's like this big, it's like this fish that he can kind of control and eats people. Um, this is really fucking bonkers. This is a bonkers part of the story. Again, I'm not making this up. America basically sends fucking nukes. So, okay, I gotta backtrack. There's this guy who summons this god. He summons this fucking like old god from like ancient Korean times. It's this big fucking thing. The United States, who's working with the guy named Park Moojin, who's like a good guy, kind of. I'm not even making this up. They literally say the United States, which in the comic they do, like they say, they literally name the president of the United States Obama, but not Barack Obama. It's Obama Sharif or some shit like that. Fucking weird. But they don't do that in the anime, obviously, because he's not fucking president anymore. And they don't even do like a fucking Donald Trump fucking thing. But I shit you not, they literally, the United States sends fucking nukes to Seoul. I'm not making this up. The United States sends nuclear bombs to blow up this old god. I have to stress again, I'm not making this up. But there's one dude whose name is Jason, who is like this magician motherfucker. Not even joking. This dude is a fucking crazy magician dude. What's even weirder, he does like the scale, like the do re mi shit. That's like his power. That's where his grandson has the fucking power. But this dude turns the fucking missiles, these nuclear missiles, he turns them into fucking the stone thing, and then rams it up this old god's ass, and fucking kills it, basically. And here's some weird shit too. The main bad guy is named, oh fuck, it's like Madiok. Dude literally has omega symbols in his eyes. And he has an omega symbol. He has the Greek letter omega on his hands. Park Mujin has a cross on it. Oh, this is something that fucking happens. Not, again, not making this up. This is literally how the fucking show starts. Park Mujin fucking literally fucking kills people with his hand from like thousands of fucking miles away. So he's basically on the phone with these fucking politicians. And he's negotiating with them, talking to him. They decide to fuck him on something. So he takes his hand, Park Moojin takes his hand, and basically slams it on the table. And he fucking, doing that, squashed the shit out of a fucking island where these motherfuckers were. And it's just like this big fucking handprint. Like, fuck, was it Kung Fu Hustle? Where like the dude did the big fucking Buddha palm thing and like left it, like it was basically that. Which is fucking just the best part is like it's got like the show's like all these fantastically fucking weird fights, but it's got some decent like kind of messages. Because there's this dude who is like in his 40s, but he never completed high school because he had to go to work to provide for his younger brother, so he never got to finish high school. And he got into high school in his 40s and then went to fight in the God of High School thing, the God of High School tournament. And he literally had Thor's hammer. He literally his char yoke was he could summon a fucking big ol' fuck you hammer that he called Mjolnir. There's a fox god that shows up too. And fucking it's about as cool as you could possibly fucking think. Because it's this dude who basically becomes he gains the power of this fox god and proceeds to just shit on fucking people, beat the shit out of people. During a fight of Jin Mori and Ilpio, who's the guy who has the fox spirit god thing. I think I think it's during that fight. You see this fucking hand, like this big gigantic fucking hand appear out of nowhere. It's like this big monkey looking hand, or like humanoid, ape hand. You see it kind of come down, and it's like lightning and shit. When I saw the hand, I'm like, is that? Like I literally was like, is that Sun Wukong? Is that a reference? But yeah, he's Sun Wukong. Jinwoo's Sun Wukong. But he's like in human form. I'm assuming it'll make more sense when the second season comes out. Or if I get far enough into the webtoon. It is seriously fucking bizarre. But I love it. I need to finish Tower of God, because Tower of God's also Tower of God and God of High School are very similar. Because basically, like, I say that, but like, it's it's kind of very similar. Those two are very similar, and they also came out like Tower of God came out before God of High School. And I mean that show-wise. Like, I think they've been running parallel to each other for fucking ever. But it's like tournaments, teenagers, Korean mysticism. Like, that's what it is. And one of the funniest parts about God of High School is so Yumira is basically a vessel, or her sword is the vessel for Lu Bu, because it's Lu Bu Fengjian, however you pronounce that properly. And it's so funny because at first she's just able to summon the power and kind of gain the power of Lu Bu, but then the last episode, she just fucking summons him. Like, horse and all. She just summons this motherfucker, horse and all, to fight the big demon Lucifer. And by Lucifer, I mean like Devilman Lucifer, Devilman Crybaby Lucifer, not like actual Lucifer. And by actual Lucifer, I mean like biblical Lucifer. And anyway, fucking yeah. And then Han Dewi, like, or Han Dao. I'm not good at pronouncing. Like, I've literally listened to this fucking show for 13 fucking episodes, like 25 minutes each, and I still can't pronounce their fucking names. Like, Jin Mori, Yumieda are easy. Han Dewi or Dewa, I think it's like Dewa or Day. I'm fucking terrible. Like, his Charyuk is kind of, I legitimately don't know what the fuck it is. Like, he has like healing water, but he doesn't like, it doesn't have a physical form, or if it does, I haven't seen it, or like if they did show it in the show so far, I don't fucking know what it is. I must have missed that at some point, or I'm just like blanking it out. Um, Also, really fucked up is like they literally have like Han Dewi's one friend battling cancer and then dies, and that's a fucking thing. And he's like, that has a whole fucking thing. And the friend's like, you know, you need to make more friends and be happy and stuff like that. Yeah. I'm just watching it like the webtoon cycle. It's like the makeup remover, which just looks like a fucking anime or a manga. Um, anyway, it looks like the little matcha girl, which I assume is like, I assume that's matcha like the tea matcha. But anyway, sorry. Yeah. Um, Watch the fucking show because it's fucking bizarre, and check out. But what if though? It's also on Webtoon. If you wanna, if you read some comic book stuff, it's pretty fucking funny. Follow us at Steph underscore I Steph. Fuck me, at Steph underscore I underscore Will, because she's fucking amazing. She needs more followers, and you know you love her shit posts. I call them shit posts, but you know, just they're entertaining things that she posts, but they're kind of like shit posts. Ta-ta, everybody. Have a wonderful fucking day.